Hey everybody, Mike here, and this is episode 3 of starting an eBay business. First and foremost, I want to apologize for taking such a big break between the last episode and this episode. I think it's been 14 days now at the time I'm filming this. I've been extremely busy and I've just had a ton of things going on, so I really do apologize. Before I get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on, because there's so many different things happening right now. First of all, it's getting close to Christmas, so I've just had a ton of items I'm trying to get organized, cleaned, ready to sell, and I'm in the process right now of going from 60 listings on eBay to 550, so that's quite a task. I think I'm at 130 right now, so I've been working on that. I've been working with a graphic designer to make a new logo. It's something I've been working on now. She started the project today. And I actually put a post on Craigslist looking for a graphic designer, and I ended up getting a total of 56 emails from graphic artists. So if by chance one of you guys watches this, thank you for the huge turnout. I was expecting maybe a couple of emails, and I woke up the next morning and my inbox was just spammed full of stuff. So it's a bit ridiculous. But today's episode is about lighting and photography. I'm mainly going to go over a budget lighting system. Photography I'm not great with. I really don't know much about it. The only reason I've ever learned it was because I sold on eBay, so I might tell you a few little things I use. But when it comes to actual photography specifics, I have no idea about it at all. Below this video, there's going to be a link about photography done by Griff, who works for eBay, and he does a whole hour segment on lighting and photography. Please go watch it if you want help with photography. There's also probably 20 other seminars on there from eBay Live this year. Check it out. It really is very helpful. But let's get started. Alright, so when it comes to photography, there's a few things you're going to need. The first one is the lights. Now, if you're on a tight budget, which a lot of people are, get a desk light. Well, actually, try and get two. I got this on sale at Home Depot for 12 bucks. Always get the desk lights that screw in straight. Some of them have a cover that goes over and they screw in upwards, and it's harder to fit the light bulbs in. But if you can get two of these for like 25 bucks, that's a perfectly legitimate lighting system, as long as you're not taking photos of humongous things. And the second and most important part is the light bulbs. The problem with household light bulbs is the light is yellow, it is not white, and it makes your photos look discolored. There's really no way to get around this unless you use the correct light bulbs, or if you use natural lighting. This is not really important if you're selling things that the colors don't really matter or people know well. But if you're selling anything like clothing, you need to have exact, perfect colors on your picture. These are very specific light bulbs. They're fluorescent light bulbs, and they have to be between 5,500K and 6,500K. The K stands for Kelvin, and I believe it has something to do with the temperature that they burn at. I don't know much about light bulbs, but that between that range, the light is perfectly white. And what this does is it makes your photos and the colors of things appear how you see them with your eyes. If you use house lighting, the light is yellow, so it makes white look a yellowish color, and it discolors every color that you're taking photos with. It's very important to have white lighting. If you can't, get white lighting. The second best lighting is outdoor lighting. On a cloudy day where the sun's shining through the clouds, definitely a good option. The problem is it's not consistent. You can't always go outside, and it's not going to be that perfect for you. So try and set up a cheap lighting system. 25 bucks for 2 lamps if you can find it. My Home Depot was selling these 3-4 weeks ago. And these light bulbs, there's a link in the description where you can get them on eBay. But I believe you can pick them up at Home Depot also. Just make sure they're the right temperature and they're completely white light. Alright, so I'm just going to go over a few different things you might want to invest in to take good photos, and just give you a few little tips that I use. Like I said, when it comes down to the real important things about photography and the technical words and how you should specifically do things, I really don't know much about it. I just take pictures. I hope they come out good. Usually they do, and it works out great. So let's go ahead and get started. I would say first and foremost, doesn't really matter what you're selling, invest in a tripod. Especially if you sell small things. But I mean, tripods are awesome, and they help eliminate blurry photos tenfold, so invest in one. I think I got this one. Actually, I got this one with this light box. I'm going to explain more about that in 1 second. But I think you can get them pretty cheap. I mean, there's probably tripods on the internet for $10, $15. They don't have to be anything fancy. Alright, so I got the light set up. And how you would set this up is you would put a lamp on both sides facing inward. And you would turn it on. And now that light shines through this white fabric. It's very important that when you take photos, you do not use flash. Do not freaking use flash. I hate when people use flash. They ruin the photos of the items. If you don't have a light box, okay, which most people might not, you can make one real easy. You make a frame out of a cardboard box, you cut squares out, and you put a white fabric in the holes. And then you let the light shine through. It's really important to have diffused lighting like this, because what this does is it eliminates all shadows. That way, there's no big shadows in your picture, and it also helps reduce glaring on shiny items, so it's very useful. This light box, I don't know the exact price. You can look online, and there's all kinds of them. Different sizes, different fabrics, different shapes. They're pretty cheap. I mean, I would say you could probably get one for between $25 and $50, so go look. It also helps to have one of these because it has a background. Like my background, if I back up, is a giant black fabric, and then I have these big lights, which also have big white diffuser panels. It's really important to diffuse the light. If you don't, you're going to get really bad glare. So invest in a light box, invest in a tripod, get 2 desk lamps for $25, and get, some 6500K light bulbs, and you'll be set to go. As far as taking pictures and framing, try and get as close, like with your framing, try and get as much as the image as you can. So if I was taking a picture of my hand, I would put it about right there so there's only small gaps between the top and bottom. Don't take a picture out here if you're trying to look at my hand, because no one wants to see all this extra space around your picture. They're just worried about what you're selling. When it comes to eBay, take detailed pictures of what you're selling and not, everything around it. Here, I'll put a book over here and show you. Alright, so this is a Mega Man X booklet. If I was taking a photo of this with this wide view, I would take the photo this close. I would have it on a tripod so I'm not shaking. But that way there's barely any room between the sides. You don't want to take a picture of this booklet all the way up here. Also, try not to use optical zoom too much because it can also make photos blurry. Just try and get the camera as low and close as you can and have it fit perfectly. Alright everyone, I know this video wasn't the longest or most informative video, but I think it gives you a good overview of how you can take decent photos for a very cheap price. I mean, you can make a light box out of any cardboard box, cutting squares and gluing, white sheets of paper to the side and just shining a light through. So you don't really have to spend money on a light box if you don't have money to spend. As far as the lighting goes, I think $20 to $30 is the cheapest you're going to find some desk lamps. But most people have desk lamps in their house already. I mean, I have 2 desk lamps, which I didn't use for photography at all. I just had them over the years for reading and at my old desk at my old house. So you might have them lying around. Then all you have to buy is the light bulbs, which you can find pretty cheap. Just look online for 55K to, 5500K to 6500K, and check prices. I know they have them for sale on eBay somewhere. All mine came with my lights, and fluorescent bulbs last for a long time, so I haven't had to replace them yet. But I hope this video helped you a little bit. Sorry it's not that long. There's just been so much going on. I try to make this video quickly to keep the series going. I'm not really sure what the next topic's going to be. I'm going to figure it out. And what I'm going to do is this next week, I'm going to try and figure out a very specific uploading schedule for my channel. That way you guys can be more informed on a regular basis. And also I'm going to try and start doing some more gameplay videos. I haven't done any yet. I haven't really had time to play video games or any games at all for that matter. But I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.